Title: Shadow in the Room, the tale of a betrayal. Welcome to Shadow in the Room, the podcast that delves into the darkest corners of human relationships. I'm your host, Red, and today we have a gripping story about friendship, trust, and a shocking betrayal. Imagine living with your best friend, someone you trust with your life, only to discover that they might be plotting to take it. This is the story of Alex and Max. Segment 1, The Bond of Friendship 0-30-15. Our story begins in a small college town. Alex and Max met during their freshman year at university. They were both studying psychology and quickly bonded over their shared interests and similar backgrounds. Their friendship grew stronger over the years, and by their junior year they decided to become roommates. Alex and Max were inseparable. They attended classes together, studied late into the night, and spent weekends exploring the town. To everyone who knew them, they were the perfect pair, always supporting each other, always having fun. Alex admired Max's charisma and intelligence, while Max appreciated Alex's loyalty and kindness. Their apartment was filled with laughter and late-night discussions about their future careers. But beneath the surface, something sinister was brewing. Let's hear from Alex, who recounts those early days. Max and I were like brothers. We did everything together. I never thought twice about sharing my thoughts or feelings with him. It felt natural to move in together. We had each other's backs, and I couldn't imagine my college life without him. The bond they shared was deep, but as they entered their senior year, cracks began to appear in their friendship. Segment 2, The Subtle Shift 15-30. It was during their senior year that Alex started noticing subtle changes in Max's behavior. Max became more secretive and occasionally displayed uncharacteristic bursts of anger. Alex noticed that Max was spending more time alone in his room, often locking the door. He also started skipping classes and social events. When Alex tried to talk to him about it, Max would brush him off or change the subject. The once strong bond between them seemed to be weakening. One night, Alex overheard a disturbing conversation. Max was talking on the phone in hushed tones, and although Alex couldn't make out all the words, he heard enough to feel uneasy. I heard him saying things like, "I can't do this anymore, and it's going to be over soon." It was weird. I tried to ask him about it, but he just snapped at me and said it was none of my business. That was so unlike him. I started feeling like I was living with a stranger. As Max's behavior grew more erratic, Alex's concern turned to fear. He began to feel that something was terribly wrong. Segment 3, Discovery of the Plan 30-45. The tension between Alex and Max continued to grow. One day, while Max was out, Alex decided to search Max's room. What he found would change everything. Alex found a notebook filled with disturbing entries. Max had written about feeling trapped and angry, about needing to escape. The most chilling entry, however, was a detailed plan to harm Alex. Alex was horrified. The friend he had trusted with his life had been plotting against him. He knew he had to act quickly but carefully. I couldn't believe what I was reading. It felt like a nightmare. I knew I had to get out of there, but I also knew I needed to find out more. I took pictures of the notebook pages and decided to stay with a friend for a few days. Alex contacted the authorities and showed them the evidence he had found. They advised him to stay away from the apartment and let them handle the situation. Segment 4, The Confrontation 45-55. With the police involved, Alex knew he had to confront Max. Under the guidance of the authorities, he arranged a meeting in a public place. The meeting was tense. Alex confronted Max about the notebook and the plans he had discovered. Max initially denied everything, but when Alex showed him the pictures, Max's demeanor changed. He just stared at me for a moment, and then he started crying. He said he didn't know what had come over him, that he felt like he was losing control. He begged for my forgiveness, but I was too scared and hurt to even process what he was saying. The police arrested Max shortly after the confrontation. It was discovered that Max had been struggling with severe mental health issues, exacerbated by stress and untreated trauma from his past. Segment 5, Moving Forward 55-60. Max was eventually admitted to a psychiatric hospital where he received the help he desperately needed. Alex was left to pick up the pieces of his life, trying to understand how his best friend had turned into a potential threat. The experience left Alex shaken, but he found support from friends, family, and a therapist who helped him process the trauma. He graduated and moved to a new city, determined to start fresh. It took a long time for me to trust anyone again. I kept asking myself how I could have missed the signs, but therapy helped me realize that Max's actions were a result of his own struggles, not a reflection of my judgment. I'm still working through it, but I'm getting there. Alex's story is a stark reminder that sometimes those we trust the most can become sources of danger. It's important to pay attention to changes in behavior and seek help when something feels wrong. Thank you for joining us on this chilling episode of Shadow in the Room. If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health issues, please seek help. There are resources and professionals ready to support you. Be sure to tune in next time as we explore more stories from the shadows. Until then, stay safe and take care. End of episode.